Hello, everyone. UFC Fight Night London is going to be going down tomorrow. I'm a little bit late on my predictions for my card here, but or my picks for this Fight Night card. Messing up my words. Blech. Anyways, starting off at the bottom of the card, we have Guram Kutateladze versus Cal Fernandez. I have Guram Kutateladze by decision. I haven't seen really too many crazy finishes from him as of late. His last one was to Jordan Vucenic, who is higher up on that card, which is kind of funny if you think about it. He ended up beating a guy um, who's in a higher spot up on him in the card. Pretty funny. Um, but Guram is, I think he's going to get it done by decision. He trains with Kamzat. He's with that crew. When he's having a good night and he's putting on, he can be a really clean, really flowy striker. I haven't seen too much from Cal Fernandez. Like, I gotta be completely honest. I haven't been really paying attention to his career that much. And then DeCasey, I don't even think that this guy is in the UFC anymore. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think that's that Blood Diamond guy. Um, anyways, Guram Kutateladze by decision. I haven't really seen him get any finishes in the UFC as of late. I could be wrong though. But yeah, I got him by decision. It'll probably be a majority decision, if not unanimous. But Cal Fernandez is, yeah, I mean he's okay, but nothing too big. Next, moving on, Nathan Fletcher versus Kyle Loughran. Um, as much as I, want to root for my Irish side, unfortunately, I got to go with Nathan Fletcher, with a round two or round three sub. He's got 7 wins by submission. Overall, really great at taking backs, getting to this triangle choke, as you can see here. I really like him as a young, up and coming British prospect. Cal Loughran, I mean, he did like, I don't know who he got his wins from, honestly, because like, I mean, I think who did he end up? He fought this guy. Oh yeah, Laplis in London. He ended up losing to. Didn't look good at all. Pacquiao against Loughran, again, decision. He lost to Jake Hadley by decision. I know it shows that he has 5 wins by knockout, but like his striking, at least from what I've seen in the UFC, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to go there. At least from what I've seen in the UFC, has been really, really low tier and kind of mid. Like he stands so upright, and his jabs just like his punches look like they don't have any kind of power. So I can see Nathan Fletcher finding a way to take his back, get the takedown, get his submission in, and yeah, get the win. Next, oh my god, Shana Bonin versus Pooja Tomar. Um, I'm gonna go Shana Bannon by decision. She's got the longer reach. She's gonna be a little bit taller, longer leg reach. Just overall, we'll probably just, we'll see a nice little back and forth punches and stuff, like nothing crazy. Don't expect anything crazy from this. Unfortunately, it is going to be another L for India. I'm sorry, guys. You just don't have the best representation right now in MMA. Maybe one day you will. But for now, you guys are, I know the UFC's trying to outreach to other countries and stuff, but those other countries are still developing and whatnot. So, and India is one of those countries. Not saying that Anshul Jubilee is horrible or anything, but let's just say it hasn't been looking good for India. And I gotta go with Shauna Bannon, even though she's got a horrible spray tan, going way overboard with the spray tanning. We need to chill on the spray tanning. Embrace your white pinkiness, okay? Embrace it. That's what we are. We're white. We're pink. Embrace it. Moving on. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Andre Pulev. Now again, we got a debut, unfortunately. 5 wins by knockouts, 2 wins by submissions, 5 first round finishes for 9-2. is pretty good. But I've just seen so many people this year in the UFC just have debuts and it just go horribly for them. I know Leroy Duncan is coming off of a loss, but 10-2 is pretty good, and 8 wins by knockouts. That looks a lot better. Um, I know he just got obliterated. I think he got obliterated by Rodriguez. From what I remember, what was it won by? He was oh no, it was unanimous. So he didn't. I thought he got blown out by him for some reason. But all of his other wins have been by KO or TKO. Um, and then of course we go up here. You know, just overall, I like the record a little bit more from Chris Leroy Duncan. Moving on, Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin. We're going with Mick Parkin. Round 1 KO. Marcin Tybura he's incredibly mid. He's tried to get in shape, but he's just still a blob. Mick Parkin, look at that definition. Look at that chest. He's starting to get there, man. And 10-0. I know he hasn't had like the most amazing, spectacular wins. He beat Muhammad Usman by decision. Just horrible. Um, but either way, gotta go with Mick Parkin. We got Mick MMA. We gotta go with Mick Parkin. Come on now. Anyways, moving on. Did I mention round 1 KO? It's gonna be round 1 KO. Loner Kavanaugh versus Philip Dos Santos. I'm going with Loner Kavanaugh. I know he's 8-2, and that's a pretty good record, but this is kind of a good setup fight for him, honestly. And he is a favorite for a reason. He has a couple good wins. I forget who it was against. Ochoa. I actually don't remember that. I think I remember seeing a fight of his on the regional scene. That was pretty good. He's a little small. I know 5'6" is not particularly crazy tall, but it's decent size for flyweight. Doing it in his home country. I know he's got the reach disadvantage and stuff like that, but I forget who his loss was to. It's to Lima. He's lost to Cap too. So yeah. Yeah, kind of wishy-washy to be going back and forth here, so not good to be in the flyweight division going wishy-washy here. So gotta go with Loner Kavanaugh. What did I say? It was by round 1 or round 2 KO or TKO. That's what we got. I made this list about an hour earlier before I took my sauna and my shower combo, so still refreshing up on my picks here. Next, we got Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. I'm gonna have to go with Jai Herbert by round 2 or round 3 KO or TKO. Chris Padilla, as far as I know, he's been kind of, I didn't even realize he submitted this guy. I've honestly have not been keeping a close eye on this guy like I probably should have. 8 wins by knockouts, 5 wins by submissions, 10 first round finishes. That is pretty good. I forgot why I was going with Jai Herbert. I'm still riding the Jai Herbert head kick almost head kick KO. And you beat Nelson too. That's a pretty good win. Yeah, I remember when he ended up losing to Topuria in the second round. That was crazy. But he head kicked him, so for that reason, he's the only person to put Topuria in real danger if you think about it. So yeah, I gotta go with Jai Herbert round 2, round 3 KO or TKO. What is he at? Well, he's minus 120, so there's gotta be a reason the odd makers are also picking him as well. Anyways, moving on. Nathaniel Wood, Morgan Shire. I do want to go. I'm rooting for Nathaniel Wood. I really like him. If you haven't seen that video of his, where they do like a pacifist versus fighter type video or whatever, where they both like explain their positions and stuff like that. Really well spoken, really real lovely lad. Unfortunately though, Morgan Charrier, he's got some really powerful shots, and I don't like Nathaniel Wood. As clean as he is, and again, he has smooth, really clean technique and stuff like that. Morgan Shire sometimes just, throws stuff out there, and it, kind of works sometimes. Sometimes it kind of works. And for that reason, Morgan Sherrier, I think he just takes more chances, honestly. Um, Sometimes technique doesn't have to look completely clean and like perfect and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta throw it out there and just go for it. And for that reason, I gotta go with Morgan Sherrier. He'll either get round 2 or round 3 KO or TKO. Nathaniel Wood, I don't think he might get chinned in the first round, but I don't think he'll get completely KO'd. Um, Again, it could be wrong. It's MMA. Anything can happen. But other than that, I gotta go with Morgan Sherrier, round 2 or round 3. I will be rooting for Nathaniel Wood though. I want him to win, even though I'm picking against him. So I'll be happy if my pick is wrong on that one. Next, moving up, Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. Now, Jordan Vucenic, I think he beat Guram Kutateladze in the last fight. I'm just, I'm just saying it. I think he beat him. Sucks he had to have his debut like it was like super short notice from what I believe. He put up a great fight, looked really clean in there. I believe he just had a couple like grappling exchanges where he just got held down for too long. But other than that, he was having a great fight. Very similar in height, but as far as reach goes, it's gonna go to Jordan Vucenic. There's a reason he's a favorite on the regional scene. He's had a lot of great moments, and overall just showed really great durability. Chris Duncan, I believe he's been doing pretty good. I think, oh yeah, he had a little submission in February 24th, 2024, but other than that, he's been doing pretty good. But I gotta go with gotta pick against the Scott guy for abandoning us Irish. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I'm gonna be going with Jordan Vucenic. I think he gets it done by round 1 or round 2 KO or TKO. If not, if he doesn't get in that, I think he'll probably just get it by decision, by unanimous decision or majority decision or whatever. But next, anyways, moving up, Molly McCann versus Alexia Tharinaria. Now, unfortunately, as much as I like Molly McCann, and I know that might sound crazy for a lot of people liking Molly McCann, but you tell me any other, woman champion or any other woman in MMA that's not a champion or pretty, okay, that's had a really big moment in the UFC like Molly McCann has had. She had, I believe, 2 back-to-back KO finishes. One being a spinning elbow, and I believe the other just being like kind of like a flurry of punches. Um, but they were on the UFC London cards, and man, they got such a huge reaction out of the crowd. It was such a big moment. Really sucks she couldn't continue on her win streak. Because you know what, she would actually kind of bring eyes to the division if she got up higher. But unfortunately, she has a weakness to grappling. I believe Alexa Thanaria is going to be. Oh, she's got 5-inch reach advantage. I think she's going to use that to probably get on top of her and submit her. Sometimes you either have it in grappling or you don't, and I just don't think Molly McCann has it. I know she's been training for it a lot, but her last fight was to loss was to Bruno Brazil. She beat Belbita, I believe, in a arm triangle, or not arm triangle, in a arm bar. But she's been a little bit kind of wishy washy, which is never good. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I keep clicking there. Keep clicking back on my YouTube channel. That's because I'm gonna upload this video to my channel as soon as I'm done. That's why I have it up. Duh. Anyways, moving on. Gunnar Nelson, Kevin Holland. Ugh. Kevin Holland. How far you have fallen from from the heights, the glory of being beloved by fans to now being kind of despised and disliked. I really liked Kevin Holland. A part of me still wants him to win, man. Part of me still wants him to win, but you go to his record, man. You just go to his record, and unfortunately, it is just so back and forth, man. So back and forth. I know he's fought some tough guys, don't get me wrong. But he should have beat Thompson. I'm sorry, like he should have beat him pretty handily, if I'm gonna be honest. He, for some reason, wanted to have a striking match with him and refused to take him down to be cool or whatever. And at the end of the day, I just want him to fight smart and to get. He has the abilities. He has the athleticism. Um, he went on a tear when we go here before he fought Brunson. He was on a tear, just knocking people out. I've this was a good decision. This was like a really entertaining one, even though it was decision. But yeah, he went on a little tear in that 2020 run, and from then on, man, unfortunately, he's just been super wishy-washy. I really want him to win. Part of me wants him to win, but with his recent attitude, that has just really turned me off to him. Unfortunately, like if you're saying you just want to be in there just to get fight as many fights in as possible, and you don't have ambition of being champion, everyone should want to be champion. I'm sorry. Like that should be your goal. Even Colby Covington, he's been losing and I still think I can be champion. I believe Kevin Holland's only like 33, 34 or something. Doesn't show age here, but he's still got a lot of time in his career to turn things around, really put his mind to it, and get back in top contention. There's a time where I was like, this him versus Israel Adesanya would be insane at 185, because he just showed great dynamic striking and just like really clean, intentional. When he knocked out Joaquin Buckley, it was a very intentional, smooth. I believe it was a left hook or right hook or something like that that ended up putting him down. But it was absolutely clean, and I just spit a little bit on my computer. I'm gonna wipe that off. Don't want to be too gross. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, he was absolutely smooth and great in that fight, and ever since he's lost a couple of the higher level fights, he just goes, whatever. Like I don't really care. And I gotta go with Gunnar Nelson, man. He wants to win. He's in it. He knows his game plan. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna take him down. He's gonna immediately start putting in some, any kind of submission, whether it be rear naked, arm triangle, any kind of submission. Gunnar Nelson is gonna try against Kevin Holland, and Kevin Holland is gonna have to really endure it, fight those hands, get up, and keep it on the feet. But at the end of the day, it's just, how serious is he? I don't know if you saw that clip of him squabbling with the reporter about wanting to fight anyone and stuff like that. And it's good to fight anyone, or any time and stuff like that. But it's also like, hey, I got my fight coming up this Saturday. I'm super focused about putting out Gunnar Nelson, and let's talk about getting a ranked fight next. But there's no talks of that. It's just, oh yeah, I fight anyone disrespecting me, I fight anyone. At some point we just, you know we gotta bring in mentality when I'm making decisions too. And if you've said things publicly to where, oh, I don't care, like it's gonna be hard to pick you, and it's gonna reflect in his fights too against his opponents, because his opponents are gonna be like, all right, well, he doesn't care, so I'm just gonna blow through him. And then Kevin Holland's like, oh, you're blowing through me, haha. Yeah. But anyways, moving on to Jan Blachowicz versus Carl Olberg. I know he's an underdog, but I'm gonna go with Jan. Jan Blachowicz. I know he's old too, but I gotta go with Jan. He's had great high level fights, whether people want to admit it or not. Um, his last fight was to Pereira, and it was a split decision, which could have arguably gone to Blachowicz. Okay. Um, had a really, again. I think he could have got the decision over Ankalaev, if I'm being completely honest. Um, the Rakic win, he leg kicked his legs out in round three. I don't know why this is not loading, by the way. Can we get to the? Doesn't want to load the other ones, but he's beaten a lot of high level competition at light heavyweight and he's looked good against everyone. He beat Izzy's undefeated streak of it was like 20 fights. Um, just really great underrated wins, if I'm going to be completely honest. Carlos Earlberg, he's beat some tin cans, if I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, I know Ozdemir's pretty good. I'm not saying Ozdemir's is a can or anything, but as for like Menefield, Jung, Putitera, I mean, I think I remember watching him recently, and he absolutely sucked. Um, yeah, just kind of nobodies. If I'm gonna be completely honest, hate to be mean. I mean, if you're in the UFC, you're not a nobody, but like to a lot of fans and stuff like that, to your common man, they're kind of just nobodies. Hate to be that guy, but yeah. But I got Jan Blachowicz. I think he's gonna get round 2 or round 3 KO or TKO. I think he's gonna surprise people, and I think he's gonna catch Carlos Solberg after landing some leg kicks that Carlos Solberg isn't used to taking, and a little bit more striking strategy than Carlos Solberg. There's that thing like with Tatiana Suarez, like she hasn't been really like tested, put in a lot of crazy trouble. Um, so for that reason, I gotta go with Jan Blachowicz again, round 2, round 3 KO or TKO, and then we are moving up to the main card, to the main event, Leon Edwards, Sean Brady. I don't know why it says Jamaica here. It should be England. What? I guess that's where they're born, and then this is the country they represent. Anyways, um, I'm gonna be going with Leon Edwards by decision, man. Sean Brady, it's just been like he's had such a mid come up. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I mean, I can't find any like super He looked good. I mean, he looked good against Burns, but he took him to decision. He could have submitted him or TKO'd him. Submitted Gastelum, but Gastelum he's been having a career downfall. If I'm gonna be completely honest, he hasn't really like. I mean, he beat Chris Curtis, kind of, not really. If I can remember that correctly, had a horrible fight against. Oh my God, I thought he was gonna walk through Bilal Muhammad because Bilal Muhammad didn't look good either, and both of them just combined just ugh, did not look good. Did not look good. And I don't like that he took Chiesa to decision either. Like, come on. Chiesa in 2021 Chiesa you couldn't take out. Um just a lot of decisions, submissions. I don't think he has any KO. Yeah, he has 3 wins by knockouts. They must have been on the regional scene, and they must have been grounded strikes because he has no pop in his shot. No pop in his shot. And fortunately, there's just some guys like that. He has a very heavy chest and shoulders and stuff. And he probably just uses that as pressure against the fence and getting his takedowns. Um, but yeah, I got Leon Edwards. I think he's just going to be the slicker striker. Probably teep, leg kick, do his jab. He's going to throw out that head kick, of course. It'll get blocked by Sean Brady, but, he's still going to be throwing it out there. It's still going to get a reaction from the crowd. And that does sway judges, by the way, okay? Even if the strikes don't completely land or really do too much damage, as long as you're throwing big moves and stuff like that, or even taunting the other opponent, that helps you out. That helps you win the fight, at least visually. Um, so yeah, I got Leon Edwards. I mean, I just, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just so not. I mean, of course, I want to see Leon Edwards win, but the problem is like both of their fighting styles are just they're so boring. They're so boring. I know Leon Edwards. He had a great fight against Kamaru Usman. Not even a really great fight. Ugh. He had a great finish. I'll say he had a great finish against Kamaru Usman. But as far as that goes, he had that one early finish in his career. It's like an 8-second KO that he just jabbed he like 1-2 the guy and the guy just like died. Um, But other than that, can we think of like any crazy memorable Leon Edwards moments? I can't think of, him putting someone up against the cage and, pow, 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 like knocking them out like crazy. Um, if he does somehow manage to get a KO or TKO against Sean Brady, it's gonna be with that head kick or that 1-2, and it's gonna be completely by surprise, and everyone's gonna, like, oh my God, Leon Edwards is back. Y'all must have forgot. So I could see that happening. It could be possible. Sean Brady's definitely KO slash TKOable, especially if Bilal Muhammad was beating him up against the cage like that. Like, Sean Brady definitely has a quit in him. He definitely has a cower. No more, no more. Stop hitting me. Um, Leon Edwards has that too. Like, he has a lot of give up moments where he's just like, all right, well, you're taking me down. All right, I'll take it. You know, he has those moments, and he grabs I like that he grabs the cage because sometimes the ref doesn't pay attention, but he's just like, eh. It's I would have preferred Leon Edwards versus Jack Della Maddalena. That definitely would have been more entertaining, but they also wanted Jack Della Maddalena to fight Bilal Muhammad, so at least we got that. But anyways, Leon Edwards by decision. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the views on my shorts, by the way. We're almost to 300 subs as of right now. We go here, we're at 298 subs. So again, I really appreciate all the subscribers, all the likes, comments, and stuff like that. All the stuff that helps boost me. I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much. I will be live streaming this my commentary on my YouTube, and I'll be trying to live stream more, trying to balance working out, coming home, and eating right, and all that stuff, and trying to fit in live streaming too. To all of that is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it done, and we'll get that content out to you. So thank you very much again for watching. Appreciate it. You have a great day. See ya.